on the block, starting us forward. So we're going to head into Ancient, onto EG's map picks. So they're going to be starting on the T side, and we're going to be on the way. And it's going to be a 1 to A and the rest to B. I'm guessing they're trying to do a little bit of a fake kind of scenario, just going to suss it out a bit and see if they can get any sort of kills dragging over. And that's already drawn everybody off the A side. And the A side's completely open. They've just done around the world. They've just gone back through mid. And the A side is completely open with only Pippi Sippy sitting back in CT spawn trying to pick some heads but can't pick anything. She is only just picking the rocks behind. And then Haley's looking very sweet, gets 2 double headshots. I think those shades are working. She's cool with it. She's got that style. She's got that power well. Then she goes down and leaves Garden in a 1v3, and that's all she wrote. And that...
I feel like the sunglasses are kind of like anti-flash, right? Like she's permanently playing anti-flash. I'm not sure if it's actually gonna work that way, but it's canon in my head, so I'm gonna go with it. Solid pistol round attempt from EG. I think that their posturing was really good. Nice little bit of a fake over towards B, draws all of that attention across. But the stabilization from Ruby, and again, given that it was a pistol round, very, very well done. The bomb getting planted is a huge boon for EG though, and you can see now it's gonna be a strong force coming through here. A couple of Galils for that extra bit of firepower, Mac 10s as well for the potential rushes, the potential kind of tip of the spear. But of course, back to Ruby. Still have a bit of an ace up their sleeve here.
Oh, they've actually read this really, really well, but now they've gone for more conventional splits of a 2-1-2 split. They had a lot of players over towards the B side, but it seems that EG didn't decide to push just yet, but they're waiting for their time to strike, and I think that time is now. There's a lot of util going over. So you're about to hit onto the side underway, and ready. There's nobody on the side. Everybody's locked away. Locked in Cheetah, and there goes Garden for 1. But gets instantly traded out. And it's looked good for Team Factor. Ruby. Ooh. And Catalyst is just going in for more. She gets a 2k. And she gets the ace for to close. And then gets the defense. Look, she is so ecstatic for a wonderful ace. That was absolutely nuts. Just sitting in Cheetah just all the way, getting all the frags and closing out the round for Team Factor Ruby.
Yeah, I made a joke. One of the mods in chat, I was saying he's kind of the dad of Impact because he's been making all these like dad jokes. So I'm gonna make him proud. Catalyst was the catalyst that they needed to win that round.
Wait, I'm gonna bring my drums. Boom.
No.
Those were definitely real. Those are definitely
real.
Bro,
I thought you had like an actual soundboard, and I was gonna be like, but I respect the hustle.
Yeah. I definitely need to get a sample because I am tired of doing the newt. But everybody loves it. And it's looking like a complete shutdown of mid. These smokes are everywhere, just barricading any sort of avenue that the Rubies can actually find any sort of EG presence. But right now, it's just kind of a bit of a stalemate as everybody just waits each other out. And Milky's going to head on through right into Sinksy's den. Sinksy squared. Saying Sinksy is a bit too much, so Sinksy squared is going to have to do. Milky going in for more, but she doesn't check around the corner. She does flick onto the head, does get the kill. Puts them at a bit of an advantage, and Piggy Kiki's going for more. Milky waiting for the rotations to come through, and she's mopping up the floor, doesn't get Catalyst, and it's on for the retake in a 2v3 situation. Haley shooting away, but get caught with Chevanlicious and the lurk. Jessica's with the final kill, and that's the first for EG.
Oh, they come into their first solid buy round and they do well in it. I think that was more or less to be expected. I love the wraparound into CT spawn. That made a massive difference, cut off a lot of those rotations. Piggy really showed up as well in that round, getting quite a few kills for herself and really just kind of cementing that post-plant. They weren't kind of sticking on site and waiting for Team Factor to walk into them. They were very proactive with that post-plant, and it works out quite nicely for them. Now, Team Factor back down onto pistols. Okay, it's Eagles, so there's a lot of firepower there, but, I mean, coming up against these rifles, this is going to be a tough round for them to come out on top of.
Well, I see a 5-7 in the hands of Pippi Sippy, and after looking at all the ZA cash cups, when there's 5-7s in the mix, oh my hat. It always gets a bit spicy, and for some reason, these 5-7s are actually absolutely deadly. But let's see if they can put it to use, as yet nobody's yet to fall and nobody's yet to fire back just yet. There's just a lot of util going across the map, just kind of push each other away, see if they can open up anything, and it's going to be a full-on push through the A side. So A side's completely clear, and this puts them in a good position, but they're going to go for the retreat. They're not going to aggress anymore, and I think they're going to see Jessica's on the lurk, so then she may get caught out by 3, or she's got to clean up, gets 2, might search for the 3rd, doesn't search for it, just runs away. Oh, she gets taken out by Reef on the B side. Catalyst is still over on the B side. The bomb is planted, so it's going to be just looking for some exit frags, see if they can get any more kills, add to the tally, get some cash in that wallet. And we wait for the bomb to tick down and see who can get some more frags on the board. Reef is the last one left. It's looking like she's going to just save onto that Galore into the next round. See if she can get any people looking around at T-spawn, but I think the round is done and dusted. And the bomb's about to tick down.
Yeah, I liked your alarm. What?
My alarm for work is about to go off.
Yes, so it's a bit of a South African derby here on the broadcast crew. 3:30 a.m. Love it. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed how EG approached that. They know it's an anti-eco, but they still don't want to be unnecessarily, full of bravado, right? They don't want to get too cocky. So they send one player out over towards A, and there was a cool exploratory mission from Team Factor Ruby, right? They push all the way out of A main, looking for some of that early information to see if they can find out where EG are, because EG are playing a very strong information starve in that round. Pull back and run straight into Jessica, who is like, they're not even planting on A, so they walk right into her, and she's able to whittle them down to 2 while the rest of her team plants on B. Very, very good round strategy here from EG, and it gets them to a tied up scoreline.
And Haley's right up close. She's trying to aggressive past the smoke, but to no avail. Jessica gets the kill. And Sningsy is searching out for mid, trying to see if she can get the trade, but no trade has given. Once again, the EG's trying to find their way through the map. Ooh, 7 Licious left up to her own devices, searching for any sort of frags, anything she can get to open up this B bomb site. As I feel that is where they want to go. Oh, alas, I stand corrected, as you got Piggy Kiki with the bomb in hand, and it's going to be hurtling on over to Jessica's and see if they can plant on A, and it's ready, bringing out the rotations. It's a great shot from Sinksy onto 7 Licious, the lurk, but it's still waiting for more, but turns away. And it's getting a bit awkward. Garden does get the kill. And a second for her on the tally.
Yeah, looks like it's another save retreat here from Factor. Obviously, they put quite a bit of an investment into this one, and it hasn't really gone their way, so rather hold on to the weaponry they have available. Good to see that Garden has really stepped up today as well. You know, I kind of mentioned she was having a bit of an off one last week, really struggling with some of those reflexive shots. Today does not seem to be a problem. She's definitely on top of her game, and that makes a huge difference. Ooh, EG are hunting. They do not want to allow Factor to hold on to these weapons, and with good reason. I mean, Team Factor's economy is pretty messy at the moment, so if they can take these weapons away, they're pretty much guaranteed a strong lead, I suppose, in terms of weaponry, a strong advantage into the next round. But they don't manage to take those weapons away, so there'll be a little bit of a spend in here from Team Factor Ruby, but EG have definitely cemented themselves a lead here and are looking very, very solid heading into the rest of this half.
Yeah, everybody's going to just be buying around this big green in the hands of Catalyst. She did get an ace a bit earlier. I think it was the 2nd round or 3rd round. But she's gone a bit quiet. Only 2 kills from it afterwards. So let us see if she can make that AWP sing. She's fully stacked with util, ready to go in for more. Oh, and I just got some confirmation. But take down Saints 11-16 as they go on to map number 2. They were also on entry prior.
Yeah, I think that scoreline is much closer than a lot of us expected. But if Saints, managing to clutch it out there, makes a little bit more sense. I think they might be a little bit worried, however, heading into the rest of the season if things are looking this close.
I think this is one of the best, and if the best ever season of ESL Impact. It's been so competitive. But what's been competitive is Catalyst as she makes the AWP presence known. It is a 2v4, and that is going to be another signal to scurry away and save onto these rifles. But I don't think EG want to let that happen again. They're just going to plant the bomb, see if they can get any frags and cut off any sort of avenue for the Factor Ruby ladies to hide away and tuck those weapons into their arms. Catalyst does peek out one, and it's a quick kill from Reef. They do save onto those rifles, and you can just see on the minimap EG just running around, trying to get to them as fast as possible, but I don't think it's going to be to avail as Catalyst is holding a great little line. Ooh, five rounds in the mag may be her detriment. It's getting a bit spicy, but Catalyst is able to close. God, that nade!
Oh no,
the nade
that came from
the
Narnia.
Narnia. Close the cupboard door.
I didn't even see where that nade came from. I just was like, oh, she's dead. What? Yeah, that was a bit of a Kobe lob, and actually manages to connect there. Unfortunately, that's one of those rifles taken away. So at least Catalyst managed to hold on to the AWP. And of course, now it's going to be a reinvest from Team Factor. It's not a terrible investment. I think that this can still work out very well for them. They've got a decent amount of utility as well. So still doable. But EG have been on such a roll. They are running circles around Factor at this point.
Ooh, but Inksy is able to catch out Jessica as she's trying to scurry away behind the corner. And goes in for a double onto Garden. This is looking like a great round for Factor Ruby as they get 2 opening kills. And yet no trades on the side of EG. 7licious on the side of EG has about like 25% of the team trades. So like a quarter of all of the team trades are dealt by the one and only 7licious. So she's actually bringing something to the table, bringing some rapport. No. His Reef is like the night. The Dark Knight gets 1 kill, goes in for a second.
Oh, can you yoink the AWP, Milky? Can you do it? Oh!
She can, but she doesn't suspect she's getting caught up from both angles. And Reef gets a 3k. She's not the hero they wanted, but the hero they deserve.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say I said Statman, not Batman, but okay. I was just letting you run with it because it's really funny. Good round from EG, better round from Ruby, right? They take a far more aggressive stance than what we'd seen previously. They push way out into mid. They get that first kill kind of catching EG unawares, and they're able to snowball off of that quite nicely. But if they try that again, it's not gonna work.
These EG are hitting mid hard. And every sort of time they can get into mid, they will go for mid. Just that last round, Jessica's wasn't able to push out in mid in time as Team Factor Ruby were able to close it down so fast. But this time, EG taking out mid control. And this seems to be a prominent factor, but Catalyst is definitely the catalyst on the Factor Ruby side as she gets a great opening duel. I didn't even see her come around the corner. Jessica doesn't get the full kill. Does knock her down to half. Hoping to close into Pippy Sippy. It's going in for more. And she does get the kill. Just fades in through the smoke. Leaves Reef and Catalyst in a 2v3 situation. I got a feeling of deja vu. These two have been alive so many times at the end of the rounds, as you can see by their deaths, 3 each. This is, I'm getting a bit of deja vu. This is not Overwatch, and I'm not Tracer. What's with this deja vu? But they're gonna actually go for it. This is nuts.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna save, but no, they're actually gonna make an attempt here.
Catalyst is definitely feeling herself. She just goes and barrels in first with the big green. She's feeling it right now. But tries to go for the no-scope. Piggy Kiki with the close.
The thing is, if Catalyst is a rifle there, then I don't massively hate the attempt. I mean, I'm not a fan of the attempt in general. I mean, they had the cash, so it wasn't the end of the world, but I'm not sure that I think it was the best idea. But it's made even worse by the fact that you're attempting to retake with an AWP, which is ridiculously difficult in itself. I am actually really happy to see here that Factor have gone for a very low buy so that they can come back strong into the next round.
And you see, this time they've taken complete control of mid.
Yeah, I was just about to say, EG retreat from mid this time around. They give that space over to Factor. Let's see if they can pivot off of that.
So they got a lot of avenues to go, and leave 7lish in a bit of an odd space as she runs back towards her team through T. Maybe she can catch anybody deciding to lurk in through into mid from mid. So let's see if nobody's going to go through, but it's just going to be a full-on execute onto the A side. And nobody here to stop the EG train from rolling. Ooh, does get some spams through the smoke. Some friendly fire goes across. Milky taking the brunt of it, with Jessica's just taking a little love tap to the back. And Garden's holding a great little line. She's going aimed up for the double. 7lish just gets one. Garden with the double. Milky with one of her own. Pippi Sippy. And our 1v4. She's still yet to get a kill, but that's the first for her. And it's going for the second. Nearly does it. 5 HP. Only 5 HP left. Piggy Kiki, use your long arms. Your arms are not long enough. Wait, Garden, did you just buy a sword off? I just saw that briefly in the buy.
It might have been a misclick or like one of those auto buy things.
No, now she has to use it. If you buy the sword off, you must use it.
We'll see if it actually happens.
It's the South African way. You can't waste.
I was about to say, right? The African kids talking about don't waste food. And
there are starving children in Africa. They don't get AKs. We want sword offs.
I mean, you say that.
Maybe they do. Oh, Jessica loses out on the mid duel. This is very, very good for Factor Ruby as they take out that mid control. Jessica's been an absolute nuisance in opening up mid. But this time, 7lish is left alone. Once again, she's going back to her devices, back into Cheetah, searching for anybody. Ooh, that's a very unconventional boost going on. Catalyst trying to every single little angle. Ooh, it's going to be a good line. And yes, it is. Milky down. Catalyst with a kill for the first. A 3v5 situation for EG. They are 3 rounds up. But I think they want to go for more. Piggy Kiki gets a Molotov kill. 7lish is blind. No flash to stop her. She gets the kill, and it's a 3v2 now. 2 players go down in the blink of an eye with not even seeing a single EG player. Piggy Kiki and 7lish. Oh, I'm out there. Just Piggy Kiki gets a nice little headshot to Pippi Sippy with the 3 kick. Go for the 4th. Oh, just misses a shot. Haley with the closer. And the defuse. They're going to get their 4th. Haley.
What a clutch. I mean, like, look, Piggy was in a tough spot there. Bomb down, 1 versus 2, I think it was, and then manages to get 1 down to the 1v1. But Haley, I mean, no shades, right? That seems to be the difference maker.
Those are not just glasses. Those are deal with the glasses right now. She is...
You know, it adds that little extra bit of, like, you know, cool... calm, I'm amazing, thank you for the full screen, we love that, and it seems to be working out really well for her. I mean, look, she's not up there like Catalyst is. Catalyst has been phenomenal so far, but Haley is definitely holding the line, and it's making a big difference long term.
Ooh, this is some great positioning from Team Factor Ruby, getting those MP9s up close and personal, and they've read this very, very well. The bomb is just outside. Pippi Sippy with 1 and with the double. Great little double up. Garden takes out Sinksy, but Pippi Sippy is on for more. She's on for a 3k. Knocked down to 5 HP. That MP now doing work. She's getting some money in the bank from those kills as well. And it leaves Piggy, Kiki, and 7lish once again in a 2v4 situation. They do have the bomb in hand, and 7lish is going searching for any sort of kills to open up any sites. The B bomb side, there's nobody sitting on the B bomb side at all. So that could be a good avenue if they want to see if they push their efforts towards there. And that is looking like the option they're going to take. We still got the AWP in the hands of Catalyst. So the big green is still scary to deal with. Especially with the lines. But she is a bit out of position. She is holding mid. So she can go for the quick rotation back onto the B side. And they're leaving only... Reef with an MP9 to deal with this long-range duels. Let's see if she can do it. Ooh, she gets caught out. Knocked down to 40 HP. It's going back for more. Great little flashbang. But waits for the team. Piggy Kiki and Sevenlicious, the dynamic duo, and Sevenlicious lines up the double. Catalyst quickly trades Piggy Kiki in a 1v2 situation. Knows where to look, but turns away just at the wrong time. And Haley, once again, is the one to close off the round and diminish any chance of EG taking the round.
That wraparound from Haley was such like high IQ, and I'm really glad to see that. You know, sometimes teams will get a little nervous breaking off like that. They'll want to all approach from the same direction, and that can be very, very dangerous because you funnel in, and it makes it really easy to get some of those pickoffs, right? Like Sevenlicious getting two there, massive. Eventually, she does get traded, but it's because they're all coming from that same direction. Haley instead opts to wrap around through Cheetah, and she almost gets caught out. But just flicking away from that position for half a second, and Haley's able to catch her off guard. This has been a really good resurgence from Factor, and now they're slowly whittling away at EG's economy, and just in time, we're getting so close to the half here, and EG come in with a very, very broken buy into this round.
This is a great time to bring down that economy, just because only on a tick 9, the little Mac 10's little baby brother. So we're not going to see some Mac 10 action just yet. Maybe in the next round if the economy's still a bit low, as they have been losing a couple rounds in a row, so the last bonus is accumulating, but they're going to go full on execute onto the B-side. Catalyst so close with the orb, and this is not looking good. Gone with the double. Gets tagged down to 18 HP, but gets 2 for it. I think that's a worthy trade-off. And does gets an upgrade going forward. And Haley once again with the wraparound, but this time Sevenlicious is searching for Haley. And that's going to be a quick on save. There's no need for going into this. Ooh, Pippy Sippy nearly knifed Catalyst with 5 HP. That would have been disastrous.
That would have been hilarious. I would have been here for it, man. You got to have that like blooper reel, right? You get the highlight reels, and then you need the blooper reels. Like that. I feel like that's just as important. It's content.
That's the best part. It's a little appetizer, a little bit of spice going into the series. We always like seeing the highlights, but the lowlights are actually even better with the little bloopers.
Well, there you go.
Has there been any bloopers so far today in the matches that we've had? I'm not too sure.
Not that I've seen, no. Weirdly enough. And we had a map of Vertigo in the last... in South America, and nobody fell off the building from what I could see. So like, yeah, everybody's on point today. They did last week. In NA, I believe one of the players jumped off the building. It happens. The Vertigo things. Now we have the all-important... What's that?
It's not skydiving. It's not counters skydiving.
Timeout coming through here. I think this is much needed as well, as the deficit has grown to 2 rounds, and they were on a little bit of a streak, and EG very quickly turned it back in their favor. We've only got a few rounds left here, right? And if EG win this round, which they really should when you look at what Ruby are going to be bringing into this round, then of course they confirm themselves the lead at the half. And Ruby being on their CT side, we definitely expected something a little bit stronger here. Of course, this is EG's map pick, so seeing them have a strong performance is definitely unsurprising. But, you know, Factor, they are the underdogs in this matchup, so need to kind of bring things back a little bit if they can.
Yes, definitely. Once again, Catalyst is able to save that orb, so hopefully that can be the difference and the icebreaker in this round. Ooh, this is a great play from Factor Ruby. They've already pushed in through A, so they know A is clear, but Moki's holding the line, gets up the double. That could be a sign for EG to rotate, but they're not going to budge. They're going to keep on trucking forward onto the B side. Haley is searching once again. I think every single time Haley's been on the rotations coming in from behind. But to no avail, Reef with just a P250. Ooh, Haley nearly catches out one. Still searching for any frags. Any kills she can get is good enough. Let's see if she gets some exit frags as... Ooh, the bomb is down. That's going to be most likely going to be 8 unless we're going to see a little ninja defuse. But with no defuse kit, I don't think that's possible going into this. Haley just hears a whole fleet of EG running past. Oh, this is gonna... He doesn't spot her. Oh. Haley, what'd you do?
I mean that could have been a gun yoink, but no. I mean, I probably would have... maybe she swings for it now. There you go. Oh no, there's still some players to cross, and she's only good for the one. Would have been cool if she'd been able to yoink a gun. I think that was kind of, she'd only seen 3 players or heard 3 players run past. She wasn't sure if they'd all kind of gone past, and taking that shot would be very risky. She took the risk. It didn't really pan out, unfortunately, but I respect it. Unfortunately, that's going to be Ruby at a 3-round deficit. Lead at the half confirmed for EG. There's a bit of a Spain into this round as well, but with only 2 rounds left in this half, they need to be cognizant of the fact that after this, it's last round, and they're not going to have money into the next round. So they need to come up big in this round if they want to have an opportunity of making this a slightly closer affair.
Once again, EG just let Team Factory Ruby take on mid. This time, they're opting for more presence towards a site in particular, and this time it's going to be the A site as they're clearing out positions. This time, Pippi Sippy is not lurking around the corner to get a little 3K, so she's right outside of Donuts and gets smoked. She's just going to sit in the smoke, flashed away, but nearly gets the kill. Haley's able to get the trade quick with the nade. Jessica gets one for herself. It's a 3v4 situation, but Sinksy has broken the back lines and gets a great little double. Gets the third and is searching for the fourth. It's a great little defensive smoke and just going to hold on to the defuse, but that molly gets defused by the smoke. It's just not far enough as Team Factory Ruby find a 6th in a very, very much needed round. If they lost that round, I don't think they would have had any finances to get anything feasible.
Yeah, I think the wraparound was so big here. Coming all the way up through main, Zinxie getting these 3 kills here, instrumental. And winning those aim duels, right? Like, it feels like EG have consistently kind of been on top of those aim duels, but Zinxie is able to isolate a lot of those 1v1s and being able to win them out really did kind of clutch things out for her team. As we said, right, last round here, last chance saloon to keep this a close affair. Otherwise, EG go in with 9 rounds onto their CT side, and that could be disastrous for Factor.
Well, it's looking good for Factor. That's a great opening duel from Catalyst, putting that AWP to use. She does get knocked down quite a bit, but she does get that opening kill, and that leaves a bit less guarded it needs. So they're going to be pushing over back onto the B side as Sevenlicious making their presence known. Ooh, I thought that name would have done a bit more damage, but Reef just got a little tickle. The little Sevenlicious special. And we're just going to be waiting out the time, waiting down the clock. It's always these type of rounds that kind of get, I get scared because some play like this right now. Sinksy is getting up close as they wait for them. They're just going to walk straight into the line. Sinksy waits for the time. He gets a double, doesn't get the third, leaves Sevenlicious in a 1v4. Whoa, that bit of a wild spray in the end, but Reef is able to close, and that's going to be an 8-7 half. For EG.
That it is. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, folks, we're going to have the second half of Ancient.
Took the keys to your Mercedes and went for a drive. Never dance again, was playing in 85. I taste the liquor on my breath now, I'm out of my mind. You're the one who's burning bridges, so let's go for a dive. Got the gasoline, gonna make a scene. Standing on the edge of a good fight that no one ever sees. You're dipping out on me, I got the receipts. I was hanging on the edge of the words you said, but I found your secret. Cigarette and burned a heart shape on my tongue. Start Wishing to lose all the feeling for you going on. Don't tell that shaky alibi you're way out of your mind. And I don't need your 2 cents, not a nickel, no a dime. Pour the gasoline on your off-white beam. I'm placing all my bets on the cards you got me. My hands gon' beat you. You're dipping out on me. I got the receipts and all the things I let you get away with. You gon' find your keeper. Liar, liar, car on fire. You tried to hide her. Now it's your turn for you to burn. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Look what you
La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la.
And once again, we are back into the action. We see an 8-7 half with EG taking a 1-round lead on their map pick as they go onto their CT side. It was a valiant effort going into it from Team Factor Ruby. At the end, it's just didn't quite able to get the rounds going, closing in their favor. But let's see if the T side be much better for them, as they've already gone so far up into B, and they're gonna keep on trucking. Moki with the Julies. Let's see, get the Yi and the Ha. Gets one Yi.
It's just got a yeet.
No, yeah, Yi.
Yeet.
There's still some Julies in play. Ooh, Reef takes Piggy Kiki's head clean off, and there's gonna be some rotations all the way from the back line. 7licious with the 2 guns in hand. Makes it 3, but Catalyst has 2 of her own. Makes it a quick little double, 1 for each gun. And they tie up the map, 8-8.
She's a demon! Holy! I cannot, that was insane! At that range! Nah, that's just nasty. Love to see that. Catalyst, she was a player that I highlighted at the start, saying, she had a bit of a quiet one last week, but she has stepped up massively here for this roster. Really, really great performance. And of course, winning that round means that they could get a nice little force on the table here and maybe finally catch the lead again.
Ooh, Reef is about to clean up on mid. Gets a lovely little 3k. And Garden is all left in the 1v5. Reef is very low HP, so if she can find that kill, it could be an upgraded rifle, but she's making so much noise, and Sinxie's able to close. Gets a 2k for herself, and it's a lovely team ace for Team Factor Ruby.
Yeah, flawless round, but it was close. 60 down to 3 HP, very close.
Yeah, very,
but she
very
does
close.
Does manage to survive through it, and of course they're going to come into their bonus now. No reinvestment necessary, except of course in utility and maybe a little bit of armor. So looking good for long-term economy. Evil Geniuses, however, going to buy in here, try and bite back. Their T side looked really strong, and they need to maybe come to grips with Factor's play style. Again, Factor being a newish team might not be as familiar with them.
Somebody brought out the paparazzi. Everybody's completely and utterly flashed. But it's a great little pick from Milky and Piggy Kiki. Milky goes down to a Molotov, a 4v3 situation. What do you think about between the M4 and the A1S? Because I can still see teams are not really set on one. So I know it's mostly preference, but what is your preference?
You know what? I tend to be a stickler for the comfortable. for what I know. I don't like trying new things. So, so I'm going to stick with the M4,
Let's see if the FAMAS can do any better. And no. The FAMAS, well, it does get one. It gets a second. But the Molly Catalyst gets a Molly kill and the Mag 10. And then doubles up with the M4. Did bring it down to a 1v1. So we've got extremely close to the end. But EG able to close it out. And once again, we see this map tied up.
Really funny that Catalyst got a Molotov kill. For the science nerds in chat, I'm not going to explain that one. Brought it down to a 1v1. Very, very close to having that clutch. But yeah, Sevenlicious, just absolutely solid player. Having a bit of a quiet one today. But we know that she's capable of really, really impressive performance. And when it matters, when it comes down to the wire, that's when you're really going to see her start to shine, much like that previous round. So there you go. Evil Genius has evened things out. And now, I mean, this would have probably had to be a reinvestment from Factor anyway. They couldn't, they won the bonus. They couldn't win the conversion, unfortunately. So it's a much bigger reinvest than what they would have wanted. And, just as they were starting to build that economy, it's very, very quickly kind of chopped at the knees. And now EG feeling a lot more confident in this CT side.
And this time, once again, Piggy Hickey is going to be pushing up into mid. So this locks down so many avenues for Team Factor Ruby as they don't get mid control. But Reeve is taking a great position, but she is heard. Piggy Kiki is looking the other way and takes on the Jewel. No fire is exchanged just quite yet. Still a 5v5. And Sinks is searching and may get a kill. Milky searching for more, but there's a great little supportive flash. Pulls it off the angle. Piggy Kiki just tucked in the corner. Catalyst searching for her prey, but the FAMAS wins that Jewel. Ooh, some bullets do fire across. So they know where she is. They're going to be hunting her down, but they don't double peek. Reef does get the kill, but knocked down 6 HP. 4v4 situation. Jessica's looking around and Cheetah scurries away, but Milky holding the little bit of corner and gets a lovely little 3k. Haley left in a 1v3 clutch. In a lot of clutches, and she's been winning these clutches, but mostly 1v1s. So let's see if she can bring it down to a 1v1 as EG slowly splits around. If she can isolate these jewels, nearly does, but tags the wall instead.
Yeah, that was always going to be a tough one. Those crossfires were very, very strong, unfortunately. Not going to be able to get anything done there. EG looking very good at the moment. I mean, Piggy in that tucked in corner, right? Getting one. Milky going absolutely nuts, really taking advantage of these small cubby positions. And Factor, I mean, they can't deal with it. There's no swinging. There's no kind of holding hands. There's no kind of creating their own crossfires. And look, a lot of it has to do with losing players early. That can be very detrimental. But EG have done a very good job of sticking together and making sure that they have all of those angles covered.
It's just the mere sight of a horde of T's running towards you. Garden just scurries away. That leaves the site completely and utterly exposed. And the bomb down, it's now literally a ticking time bomb on this round. 45 seconds left on the clock then. And it's going to have to be the retake. Piggy Kiki gets one and still going in for more. Still 3 more left to find. And Haley's all the way in the back, but she only has a Glock. She doesn't have an upgraded pistol. Sinksy tries to go for more. Moki gets a double. Gets a 3k in the end. I just love Moki. Her gloves match her chair. She's got like that blanket, like a leopard print blanket on the back. And then she's got
I hadn't even noticed that.
Did you know?
No,
I saw it the last round. I was like, huh.
That's actually quite cool. I like that, coordinating with your in-game character. That's a level of like awareness that I would never have. I am not fashionable. I don't understand how these things work. It's probably why I didn't notice it, to be fair.
Well,
oh, man.
Pros always say, envelop yourself in the game. You are literally the character. So she's definitely living the character. She's getting that style going. And she's definitely showing it here today. 20 and 14. She's matching Catalyst. Sevenlicious opens up the round. Garden on the other side of the map. Gets one for her own, and Piggy Kiki is looking very, very spicy. Catalyst and Pippi Sippy. The bottom frag and the top frag. So Pippi Sippy has been very, very quiet this game. Only 4 kills in 21 rounds. She's been shut completely down by EG. But Catalyst still sings supreme. Searching for any sort of jewels, any sort of avenue. It's still 5 players to search for, but Garden is caught out by the Pippi Sippy herself.
I know, she heard you and she was like, hush, I'm fine.
Yeah, hush. And then, Catalyst does get a kill, but tries to go for the bomb pod. Still 40 seconds left, so she does have some time. But 7licious has no time for that. Gets the kill, makes it 12.
Oh, that repeat, man. The timing on that was just so perfect. And now, if I'm not mistaken, and chat, please do correct me, because you guys are like way smarter than I am. But I believe that Pippi Sippy is the IGL. And I found that very often in games like this where teams are being pushed so hard, it's very difficult for the IGL to get really good results, right? Like we saw it with Goose Breeder on CLG. You know, there's times where she's not really popping off, and it's because the team is being pushed to their limits, and so she has to step back and fall more heavily into that IGL role, and focus a little less on high frags. And I think that that's very much what's happening here for Pippi Sippy. You know, this was very, very close at the start, and now as Evil Geniuses start to pull away, start to create a lead, that's going to put that extra little bit of strain on the IGL as well, to really be focused, really be concentrating on set plays, on, you know, where they're going to be moving to next, what the enemy team is going to be doing, reading into their movements. It's a lot to deal with. So, and as you say, right, EG have just been shutting her down round after round. So she's in a really, really tight spot.
Since he does get a little bit tagged by the mice, it does give off a bit of a sound cue. Milky able to aggress on forward, smokes off Reef, but looks away, waiting for a flash, but no flash came. Reef does get a few tags going forward. Nothing to write home about just of yet, but Milky's knocked down to 55 HP. They're going to scurry back and plant their butts on side once again. Ooh, look at that little spray, but Piggy Kiki's down, the AWP is down. The little mini AWP in the hands of Sinksy is all that is needed. She's going to go in for more. She's getting up close. Ooh, 7licious knows something's awry. Does get the kill. Garden searching. Gets the kill with them. USP.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, anti-eco, that's more or less how we expected it to go. There was a good start to that. There was good posturing, getting that early kill, off the board, good positioning. If they had rifles, there's a very good chance they come out on top of that round, but it's pistols. And it's so hard to make it work. You can, obviously, but you have to be like so elevated in that moment. You have to be hitting like consistent headshots. It has to be perfect. And that's very difficult to do, you know, round after round. And unfortunately, yeah, it just doesn't go their way. Now EG slipping closer and closer to match point. Ruby have not managed to pick up a round since their bonus. Starting to look a little bit dire for this new team.
Yeah, it's looking very, very quiet for them, but I think this round could be the little change that they needed, but that Molly lands on themselves. I think that Molly was planted for just where Garden was supposed to be, but it tags them up instead. 7licious with the 2K, leaves Pippi Sippy, the RGL, and a 1v4. Does it again that she can catch out. Milky nearly doesn't, just quite at the end, but able to get the frag. 3 more to find. A minute on the clock. So a lot of time to work with. Let's see what she does. She's going to aggress on forward and see if she can get that bomb in her hands. They decided to see if they can divide and conquer on the side of EG. Splits across the map. They're not double holding an angle. Ooh, that's a great little peek. Sees the AWPer. Doesn't get any tags going for, but does get the info. And that's very, very valuable in this case. Pippi Sippy searching for more, gets caught out, and the double peak wins it, and it makes it 14. EG 1 round away from map point.
And this is what I was saying, the hand holding, the crossfires, consistently watching each other's backs. They all move off of sight. They move away from the bomb where it's been dropped, but they know that they can cover so many angles. And as soon as one player catches Pippi Sippy's location, they can just collapse in on her. This was really, really well played again from Evil Geniuses and Ruby. I don't know, I'm not seeing a lot of innovation, right? Every round looks very, very similar, and EG have taken such strong advantage of that so consistently. And now it's kind of too little too late. Even if we do start to see that innovation come out, it's not going to make a huge difference. But look at this map control from EG. They just have the complete runaround, and Ruby have no response.
Pippi Sippy is locked in the corner, and Moki's searching for the prey. Does get the kill. Piggy Kiki on the A side. And it's just going for more. She doesn't even need to see them. Shoots through the boxes. Gets a third and searching for the fourth. Knows that one more is still to come into her crosshair. And yes, she does. Makes it a 4K and makes it map point for EG.
All right, I have been corrected because, as I said, Twitch chat is much smarter than me. Sinxie is actually the IGL, and she is killing it.
Yes.
Like, an IGL doing that well when your team is so heavily under pressure, I'm incredibly impressed. But that does kind of leave some question marks around Pippi Sippy's performance. She's at such a slow game at the moment. And, we talk about how the rest of the team can start to pick up that slack a little bit, right? Like Catalyst going 21-14, definitely trying to make up for that little bit of a slower play from Pippi today. But unfortunately, you're coming up against a team like Evil Geniuses, and everyone needs to be on point. When you're coming up against one of the big three teams in the region, everyone needs to be on their A game. Everyone needs to be performing, and unfortunately, that's just not happening at the moment. So rough position here for Ruby to be in. Match point, very broken by. It's a force, obviously. They have to spend everything that they have, and it's not a hell of a lot. They don't have the best utility here. It's Galils across the board. EG looking to close this one out.
Full set of Galils as Jessica's fires away down mid, trying to scare off the Rubies, but they are not deterred, and they keep on trucking forward into Donut. And Catalyst finds Garden. She's been always lurking around on the A side, and she's down. So that's one less player on the A side taken down. And Piggy Kiki's so close, but she misses her orb shot. And with that orb shot, it could be the demise of EG as Catalyst finds a second. Seven Licious and Moki. Only two players left. Jessica's got $10,000 in the bank. So most likely the EG is just going to keep on tracking, see if they can get some frags, get some kills. Well, I'm not too sure. It looks like they're actually going to be saving. They don't want to go for the attempt. Seven is just blocking off any sort of exits. The border is closed. Seven Licious standing at border security, checking your passports. And I don't think the Rubies are allowed in EG country. Ooh, here we go. Are they going to look at the corner? Yes, they do. Ooh. But it only gets double. And Reef goes down to the bomb.
I mean, Seven just getting two there is pretty big, all things considered. I mean, we know that Team Factor, their economy is in a bit of a mess at the moment. So taking away those guns is huge, and it gives them just that much more of an advantage into this one. EG are not concerned with losing that round. They have a ton of cash to work with. So it's not making the biggest issue for them. They can reinvest pretty perfectly into this one. But it's Factor who have struggled. It's them who have now suffered the consequences of hunting, of losing those players.
And with that great nade opening up, Garden's able to spray for a 3K. She just mops the floor, mows them down. She forgot to do her chores today, so she mowed the lawn. Catalyst in a 1v5. Been the starring light for Ruby. The little shine, the little sparkle on that Ruby gem. Ooh, she does take down Garden. But with 9 HP and 1v4, it's just not enough. EG take the map pick 16-10.
I mean, we came into this and it started really solid, I think, for Ruby, but a lot of that has to, you know, they started on that CT side. They had a lot of potential to make something happen. Unfortunately, however, EG very quickly turned things back in their favor. We're going to take a quick break, folks. When we return, we'll have map